Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic and a puzzle by Arbitrary today who's featured on the channel before. This looks absolutely fascinating and I love the title, A Puzzle of Two Halves. Now you may need to know if you're not British that a game of two halves is one of a number of football cliches where managers and pundits often describe matches as very different in the first half from the second half. They call them a game of two halves, and it's writable in a way because it sounds like such a knowledge bomb. Of course football is divided into two halves and is a game of two halves. But anyway, this is a puzzle of two halves. Whether those are sorting out the Ren bands and the letters, I don't know, but we shall see. Don't forget that on Patreon we've got the CTC Snake Egg Collection, which is brilliant, by Glum Hippo, as the monthly reward. We've got all sorts of other stuff like Simon solving Bug Bite, me solving crosswords on Discord. You can have a chat with all sorts of people in the Sudoku world on our apps. You can try some of the best puzzle setters efforts in the world in various variant forms. We have line Sudoku and arrow Sudoku, both relevant to today. In our merchandise, there are all sorts of wonderful bits and bobs like mugs and clothing, and Sven Sudoku pads also available. But the first link is to this puzzle, A Puzzle of Two Halves by Arbitrary, and I am going to read through the rules now. Normal Sudoku rules apply, 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. The pink lines are Renban lines, and on each one the digits are a consecutive set of digits without repeats and in any order. So this might be the digits 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in any order. Arrows are digits along arrows summed to the value in the connected circle. There's only one arrow. Those two cells add up to that one. Quads. Now, here we go. Digits within small circles, I'm going to stick with that word for now, it's in the rules, must be in at least one of the surrounding cells. But within quad clues, digits are represented by unique letters which must be determined by the solver. So there's only A, B, C, D, E, F. So 6 of the digits have been encoded as letters and we have to work out what they are. I mean, that's crazy, but there we go. That's the challenge today. Give it a try on the first link under the video. I am going to reset the clock, restart the puzzle and say, let's get cracking. Somewhere. Where do we get cracking here? Well, I mean, there are things you can do with a C in one of those cells and a C in one of those cells. You know that C is in one of these. So one of those is a C, because that's it's like a virtual X-wing. We've used up the C's for columns 8 and 9 in those two. Now, there are other things. Look, we've got E and B there and E and B there. So E and B have to be situated up there. I don't know if this is going to help in answer to your question. A and E are there, A and E are there. A and E, not accident and emergency this time, are in those two places. A here and A here means A's in one of those. Now that I've done this quite a lot, I don't think it's going to help at all. Oh, D and D. Now that's interesting. That means D's in one of these three. And for this D, the implication of that is that D can't be in those cells. So there's a D in one of those two. It's at least halfway to interesting. Bear with me. And that's it for that virtual X-wing stunt. It didn't really do a lot. Serves me right, I hear you say. Okay, we're going to have to consider the numbers instead then. Somehow. Okay, what we know about 5-cell Ren bands is they always have 5 on. Ah, bingo. Is it bingo? Well, no, okay, I don't know what's going on. These two columns, right, these two columns obviously contain 2 1s and 2 9s. Now that's interesting. That is interesting. Think about that if you want to. Pause the video if you want to think about that for a bit. But that is interesting. These contain 2 1s and 2 9s. Each of these Ren bands in these two columns, which fill all of the cells in the columns, cannot contain both 1 and 9. So each of those 4 Ren bands must contain one extreme digit, a 1 or a 9. And I want to say that that means that one of these trapezia. Are these trapeziums? I think they are. One of them has, well, both of them have a 5 in, but is one of them 1 to 5 and the other 5 to 9? That's what my brain thinks. If that was true, C would be 5, which is quite interesting. Yeah, it is true. It's obviously true. It takes me a while to see the obvious. If that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that digit couldn't be from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because it's in the same box. So, and I mean the same thing applies if that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these are a collection of all of the digits from 1 to 9, and 5 is included twice, and therefore C is 5 because that's included twice. And we're going to remember that C is 5 from now on. Okay, that's a pact. Now, that is not C, because C is in one of those cells in this box. These, now these, this one and this one are 1 to 4 and 6 to 9. What does that do? I'm not very quick at understanding the implications here. Oh, this is exactly the same stuff though. This is a set of 1 to 9 and an extra 5 because one of the... No, hang on, they don't have to be extreme at all. Nonsense. Nonsense. Stop. Stop thinking like that, Mark. Okay, just work out the implications gradually. This is either 1 to 5 or 5 to 9. This has the other set. Oh, well, let's colour them. Let's make that one green and this one purple. And green might be the low digits or it might be the high digits, but purple is the other set. Now this pair, this is an extreme version as well. This can't be, although, okay, I'm allowing 5 to be either colour, which is a bit weird in terms of colouring, but I think I have to make progress. But that means there are only 5 potentially maximum of any one colour. These 4 must all be the same colour, and we can't make them purple or there'd be 6 purples in box 6, and that's too many. So those are green, and by the same token we can't make these green or there'd be 6 green in box 7, so those are purple. I mean, that was obviously coming anyway, because we need kind of somewhere between 9 and 11 purples in these columns. Anyway, okay, so we've got contrasts going on. Now, there's an extreme digit on here. It doesn't have to be A, sadly. There's a 5 on here, and there's a 5 on here. Oh yeah, so there's no 5 in those cells, and we've actually got a digit in the grid. That's a 5. That digit is 4 or 6. I should have thought more about 5s, shouldn't I? Right, I've got another thing about 5s. There's a 5 on there, so that's not 5. So the 5 on this one is in one of those cells, and there's a 5 up there too. So that's the 2 5s for columns 4 and 5, and there's a 5 in one of those cells. And that's going to work here as well. Look, there's got to be a 5 on there, because it's not there, because there's a 5 up here, and there's a 5 on this one. So we can rule out 5s from those cells and whack in a 5 there. Now I've got a 4, 6 pair in box jobby, box 8. That's weird. Okay, no, it's not weird. It's flipping lovely. Because this digit, this trapezium's got to have a 4 or a 6 on it. And since it can't have any in this box, the 4 or 6 it's got to have on it is there, but the most exciting thing about this is it can't have the other of 4 or 6 on it. Therefore, it doesn't have 4, 5, and 6. We know it has 5, But now it's extreme again. I am going to get the pen tool out and colour in the trapezia we know to be extreme. It might end up being all of them. And by extreme, I mean it's got a 1 or a 9 on it. That's the definition here. Actually, I'm going to do these squares as well because I know those are extreme too. Now, I've worked out that this one is extreme. I have not done this one in the corner, although it probably is. But now, can this be purple? Actually, I think it can. Right, this can't be purple. That's even better. This can't be purple because all 4 digits that aren't 5. Oh no, we don't know that this is extreme. Slow me down. Yes, we do. Yes, we do, because there's a 4 or a 6 here in row 9, column 3. That means that both 4 and 6 can't be on this one. And there is a 5 on it, and either a 4 or a 6. The others are extreme. This is another extreme one. Oh, this is very clever, but I'm not being very bright about it. But I'm getting there now, so bear with me. This is extreme, and it can't be purple. This is what I was coming to. Because, let's say purple is low. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 are also included in there if this is purple. And that would mean that all of 1, 2, 3, 4 would have to be squeezed into those 3 cells in row 7. That's not possible. So this is green. And this is extreme and must be purple because it's got the other 4 or 6 in it. And these cells, I want to colour them green, but they don't have... They do have an extreme, the green extreme digit in. And they have the green 4 or 6. But because 5 can have either identity, oh no, that's okay. 5 is green once here and purple once here. So the other figures must balance out equally. So those are all green. Okay. Now this baby, this one doesn't have to be extreme, I don't think. Oh no, but it does. Look, it doesn't have a 5 on those cells, and there can't be any more greens, so those are definitely purple. And we can't have a 5 on these cells, because these 2 5s, so they're definitely purple too. That is another extreme one now. Oh, it's so strange. Is everything in this puzzle, all the joined up squares and trapezia, I think they're all going to be extreme, but we haven't proved it yet. But there's a purple 4 or 6 in this group of cells. This is either 1, 2, 3, 4 or 6, 7, 8, 9. The purple 4 or 6 can't be there because it's already here in box 7. So it is in one of these 2, and now this is extreme and it's all green for the same reasons I've been going through again and again. It's so brilliant, actually. Now, I want to pencil mark that there's a purple extreme digit here, 4 or 6, but I don't know how to do that business, so I'm not going to. 5's in that group of cells and this group of cells. Now, is this extreme? And does it have to be? And do I know? It would obviously be green if it was. I just don't know. I mean, again, maybe there's some very obvious little play about how it is. But I don't know. So, what do I do next instead? Try and understand what I've actually achieved a bit more. I'm quite proud of this colouring, but I don't really know where we're going. Okay, in this box where 5 is in one of those cells, we've got coloured cells here, 2 green and 1 purple, because there's no 5. 2 green and 1 purple. And that's all the greens for the column. These are all purple. That's actually very obvious if you do a count in that box. Actually, these are both purple if I count that box. This isn't 5, that is purple. We've had all the greens. Right, now I've got 4 purples. None of them are 5s. So everything up here is green or 5. So I can colour it all green. as long as I'm aware there can be 5 greens. And now I've got purple and green on the same 3-cell Renban line. That's weird. What does that, and this purple is not 4 or 6, and it's not 5, because 5's on that thing. So this is, well, I'm going to write in 3 or 7, because although this could be 5, actually maybe it has to be 5. It does. Because to connect up that 3 or 7 with a green digit, even if the green is 5, that's what happens. Okay, I'm getting rid of the green colouring there because it's better if I can make the 5s white. That is the connector upper, and it's purple, 4, 6. And now this is extreme. That is fantastic. I love it. Ah, it's absolutely energizing. That is fully green. And look at all this green in the top rows. How many cells is that? Only 10. But, oh well, there is a 5 in that group and there is a 5 in that group. So it's only, no, well, 10's the maximum. We need 8 purples. Those are all purples and not 5s. And these ones are greens to make the count work in box 1. And that's 4 greens in this row, so that's purple. Look at this colouring. This is fabulous. Fabulous. Now, think about it. Okay, I should have done this ages ago. There's a 5 in one of those cells. I don't care how messy this gets. I want to know where these 5s are. They're on all the trapezia, but none of the squares, I reckon. But, and we've placed these 2. What I'm getting at is that this doesn't have a 5 on. And it doesn't, because there's a 5 in one of those and a 5 in one of those. Those use up the 5s for these rows. Oh, these 2 are low because they add up to 5. This is vital. That's going to tell me whether it's purple or green at some point. Let's do this first and then maybe we'll learn. But yes, this cell, no, you see, I was going to say this cell is not a 5. These are all the same colour. This is what I'm getting. I don't know if I said that. It's in my head. I've got to let it out. These are all the same colour because there's no 5 on them. So they don't run through the middle bit 5 like this thing did. Well, it doesn't run through it. It ran to it. But anyway, these don't have a 5 on, so they're all the same colour. Now, what colour can we allow them to be? Given that we're allowed a maximum of 10 digits in one colour in the 2 rows, in rows 4 and 5, they could be purple, and that's quite annoying. But could they? There would be 3 proper purple digits there that aren't 5. 3 here is 6, and 1 there is 7. Well, purple would have to be high. That's why I said 7. It's not. It's just in my head. But anyway, purple would have to be high if those were purple. Can these be green? I think that's easier, annoyingly. But then there would be 8 digits, including only 1 5 in green. And I think green would be high. I'm tempted to believe that these can't be low. I don't even know if that's going to help, but I want to deduce it if it's available now. If these are low, then all of these 5 are low. And not 5, the ones I've highlighted. So we'd be up to 9 low if green was low. And we'd be up to 9 low if purple was low. So these are high. Unfortunately, I don't know what colour they are now. If orange is purple, that completes the counts in both of these columns, and all of these would be green and low if orange was purple. There are 2 greens to come in this column. I just don't know. Orange I'm using for high, blue for low, purple and green for undecided. Oh, I'm going to have to do something with the letters. That's so annoying. I didn't miss any rules like a knight's move or something. How am I going to get these numbers attached to letters? And of course we don't have an aide-memoire sort of bit attached to this. So at the moment I'm fine having memorized that C is 5, but there may be some memorizing or aide-memoiring or writing down to do. And if there is, so be it. Now, oh, right, this is important. I've only just thought of this. A is in this group. A is purple, therefore. A is the last purple digit up here. Hang on. This is a purple 4-6 because we've had the green 4-6. That must be A, mustn't it? Because the 5 purples, including the number 5, are in those cells. Yeah, these two are both green. They're not A. It's nonsense to think they are. So A is the 4 or 6 digit in purple. And that was good for the colouring, wasn't it? No, doesn't do it. 3 green and 3 purple. This is one of each. So that's blue. Oh, is that? No, that is definitely not enough. We've now got 3 blue and 3 orange. I don't think that's going to make the decision on these other things. It is going to mean that one of these is one of each colour, I think, but that's getting too complicated for me now. Oh, goodness, goodness, goodness. Okay, that's green. That's green. That's very... it's important, but it doesn't actually... No, it is going to do something. No, it's not going to do something. That is green because it's not a 5 and because it's touching that green. That doesn't resolve anything because these are not 4 genuine greens. They could be a 5. And these, wow, oh no, these are different. Hang on, this must do it. These are different. So one of them is green and that's a 5th green. No, it doesn't do it. It doesn't decide which is which. All I know is those are different. It does mean that one of those is a 5. Because we will, once we translate orange or blue to green, we will have 5 greens in this column. So we need to have a 5 in it, in the greens in that column. So one of those is a 5 and those aren't. That doesn't feel like it's helpful. Now, in this row, or in this one, oh, it must be blindingly obvious to some of you whether orange is, whether purple is orange or green is. And I can't see it at all. Okay, we worked out that A was purple from here. B is purple. Oh, and those don't include 5. That cell is B. God, I mean, it's suddenly straightforward when you look at that. Because these are green, so they can't be B, and that's a 5, and those don't include a 5. So that is a B, that's purple, that's a B. Oh, there's an A on this circle, so that's A. A is 4 or 6. That's A. I mean, I sort of knew this, so one of those is A. I didn't know it. I mean, I could have easily deduced it. That's A, because it's purple. A and B are purple. Is that A? Yes, A was in one of these 3 cells. Can't be in those 2 now, it is there. That's A. E is green now, as I could have told from there. So E's in one of those 2 cells. In fact, these are now A, D, E, F, because we know one of them is A. That's A because it is 4, 6. Now I'm obscuring that it's 4, 6. Maybe I'm using the wrong method here. Never mind. I'm going to carry on. That's B because we've got a B there. One of these 2 is B. It could be the 3, 7, or it might not be. One of these 2 is B. One of these 3 is B. Now, D, E, and F. 1 purple and 2 green. E is green. So D and F are one of each. Is there a button somewhere to tell me? C is 5. C's outside. It's not. Sometimes it looks green and sometimes it looks purple. C's the only one with this split personality. D. Don't know. This is weird stuff. Right, A and B are purple. And either E or F are, according to this. So one of these is an E or an F. No, look, neither of those is E. That's really interesting. E is green. We learned that there. Oh, it's D. Sorry, it's D and F that I don't know the identities of. One is purple and one is green. So one of these is D or F. Not as interesting as what I thought I was about to learn. These ones include B. B has to be there because B is purple. So B is not in those cells. And again, E is green. We learn that yet again. D, if it's purple, it's there and there. And in one of those and in one of those. And right there in the corner and there. If D is purple. E is green, so it's definitely in one of those two. I'm switching tack. E is then in one of these two. But that's not so helpful. I don't like marking across borders, especially in this puzzle. Those, neither of those can be E, given these pairs. So one of those two is E. Oh, well, that's obvious. In fact, that's how I got it. One of those is... this is head-wrecking. It really is a mad old puzzle, isn't it? D, E, and F. And these are joined. I don't know anything about them. That's really annoying. If I've meant to have been able to finish off the colouring, I will be very annoyed with myself. This is one of each colour. What about this row? If those were green, these are both purple. Oh, D can't be different colours because C is the only colour shifter. So if that was D, that would be D. That doesn't tell me what D is. It's definitely all around here. So one of E or F is the 4 or 6. Now, is the green 4 or 6 doing anything? It's not. It's the red 4 or 6 that sometimes the purple 4 or 6 that sometimes pokes into other places where it's not wanted. So the green 4 or 6, which could be E, and if not, is D or F, is here. I don't know. Don't even know what to call the other colours. I mean, the trouble is, one of purple is D or F. So up here we have either D or F and something else. Let's say we have D and G, or it might be F and G. We're going to have to resolve which is D and which is F. That's the problem. Right, one of these 3 is D. And one of these 2 is D. Now, for D to be purple, where it would be there, the trouble is I just don't know what this is. A is 4 or 6. Oh, one of these 2 is A. If A was there, it's 4, because that's low. And that would be a 2-3 pair, adding up to 5. If A's there, it's 6. And these would have to be 7 and 8. So D is always 7 or 8 or 2 or 3. So D is not the extreme 1-9 digit. Is that any use? I don't think it is. I haven't really, I used the sort of extreme 1-9 digits for finding the places, the or for bluing in these trapezia and things, but I haven't actually identified any of them anywhere. B is not there. B is in one of these three. Come on. B is the last purple in this column. How do I determine it? That pair's interesting as well. I mean, in some ways, it's this arrow, that pair, and that trio that are going to tell me where everything is. Or maybe I should look for this digit. But I don't know if it's B. It's in one of those two cells, whatever it is, but it could be B. If that's B, it's in all of these places, one of those two, one of those two, and one of those three. I don't think that helps. If it's not B, it's there for sure, in one of those, yes, one of those. Oh, then it would have to be here. If it's not B, if 3 or 7 is not B, it would have to be here. And in one of those. I can't see it. I can't see it. This is annoying now. How do we get another actual, any breakthrough on the numbers? Because I haven't really got one yet. A can't be there. A is in one of these two cells. I hadn't seen that before. I don't know if it helps. It does help. That's massive. Look at that. A is in one of those two cells around this AF, because that A stops it being in one of those two. And now, where's A in the central box? It's now ruled out of all of those cells by where we've positioned A. So A is in one of those two, and A is low and is 4. So we make all the A's into 4s. I was going to make all the B's into something now. I can make that into a 6, but I don't know if it's E. I'm going to remove that E from my markings, but it is 6. So, and 6 is in one of those cells now. And in one of those two. And therefore not in those, so 6 is in one of these cells. Sort of beginning to get interesting without quite achieving it. Now, 4 is not on this arrow of low digits. In fact, let's turn all the purple into blue. All of the nighttime into the day. And that is a 2-3 pair on this arrow. And I don't know if it includes D or A, I just can't tell. That is low and that is a 3, so that fixes the 2 and the 3. That must be 3, it's the only place 3 can go. That colours it blue. This is the only place for D. This is definitely D. And I don't know what D is, but it's definitely there, and it's definitely this colour. So I'm going back to letters. That's D, because it's orange. D's in one of, D's there, and that's orange. This is blue, and it's not D. D's in one of those instead. I thought I just marked it, I didn't. D's in one of those two now, because it's orange. Right. Now, what does it stick with the low digits first? We've got a 2 in one of those. This is 2 and 1. I mean, that's just Sudoku now. Do we know what B is? That's the next question. Yes, we do, because it's not, that's 1, 2, 4 because of this 3. B is 3. Bingo. So, A is 4, B is 3, C is 5. 4, 3, 5. That's how we start off our sequence. This is A now. That is 4, and that's 1. And this is 2 and 5. There's no 5 in these cells. These are 1 and 4, but that has to be A, apparently. which is 4. Yes. I think that's right. I'm not, yes, because of the, oh no, hang on. A could be there. I don't, how did I know that A was in one of these 2 spots? Because it was there, yes, so that can't be 4, and we need a 4 around here, and now it's got to be there. Yes, that's a 1. Okay, sorry, just checking my logic. That's orange. That's kind of the last of the colouring. The only other colouring I'm going to do is uncolour 5s if I find them. This is 6 now. No, I don't know that. 6 is in one of those 2. I don't know if 6 is D. Although I do, apparently. No, you see, this is the trouble. I don't. I've said it was D here. I'm now very concerned, because if 6 is D there, that's a mismarking. I'm very scared of the D's I've put in. I'm taking them out again. Sorry, folks, but I want to be careful. I don't want to get this wrong. There's been a lot of effort gone in here. That is D, based on this quad. And D's in one of those 2. That's all right. Now, saying this is... Oh, yes, D was... Yeah, D has to be in one of those 2. Now, it doesn't have to be there. It's in one of those 2 and one of those 2. It definitely is here, so that is right. And that must be F? No, F could be 1 or 2. Oh, I should try and finish off my... This is 3 and 5. That's 1 and 2. That's a 4. That's the only place 4 can go here. That's a 2 in the corner now. It sees everything else. This is a 1-3 pair. We know the order. We can do the 3-5. I can uncolour a 5 finally. I can do this 2-5 and uncolour another 5. Come on, this is good. That's a little deadly pattern. It's not going to be resolved by the B, actually. I don't know how that's going to get resolved. By the F, probably. This is a 1-2 pair as well. I may not be able to resolve them. We've got 1-2 here. That's a 4. Okay, I can't do those either. We're going to do those with D, E, and F. D is definitely orange. E or F is 2. E, which one? Which one is 2? I don't know. Around here, this is A4, and then D, E, F. That's really annoying. I don't know which is which. I thought I would know. So one of them is 2. D or F is 2. But that could make that a 2, if F was 2, and that a 2. Oh, I'll tell you, oh no, it's... D is orange, so it's E or F that is 2. Sorry, it's E or F that is 2. Now that's quite interesting, because whichever of these E and F needs a 2, it's got to be here. So that's always 2, and I haven't even found out whether E is 2 or F is 2. That's so strange. I mean, I'm going to find out that it's F from this, but I haven't found that out yet, so I can't use it. I'm so honourable. D is in one of those 2 cells. It could be 6, and that's the bit that I forgot at first. Now, D is definitely in one of these cells because of that D. So one of those is a D. Now D is in one of these 2. So D actually is 6. Brilliant. Okay, that's good. That's really good. D is 6. The pencil marking there was wrong a moment ago. This is now a 7-8 pair on the Ren band. That's a 9. That's got a touch an 8 on the Ren band. This is a 7-9 pair. That sorts out 8 and 7. This is a 5, 6, 8 triple at the top here. 5, 6, 8. And D, which is 6, is up there, not here. And that's also not a 5, so it's an 8. This is a 7, 9 pair. That's not a 5. That's a 9, that's a naked 9. 7 and 8 there, and this must be a 6, 9 pair now. Try and write that right correctly, and that's 7, that's 9. This is a 7, 8 pair. Goodness me, and I still need to know what D, E, and F are. D is 6, so I don't need to know that. E and F, A is 4, D is 6. E and F are 7 and 2. E and F are 7 and 2. This E does not see 2. So F is 2, and that's a 2, and that does sort out my deadly pattern. F is 2, E is 7. That I resolved was E earlier. That's correct based on the X-wing on E's. So that's a 7, that's a 9. One of the E is 7. Just keep your mind focused on that, folks. This is probably just Sudoku now. E is 7. One of those is a 7. One of those is a 7. These are from 6, 7, 8. They don't include a 5. 6, 7, and 8. This must just resolve. I'm being incredibly slow here, but never mind. I want to get this right. E is a 7, so 7 is in one of those cells. And that must be an 8. Then 8 is in one of these cells, and 5 isn't. That is 6 or 8. That's 6, 8, or 9. So E is a 7, F is a 2. I think we've satisfied all the Fs. We've put in all the low numbers. So we have satisfied all the Fs. We need to satisfy the E's with 7s and the D's with 6s. Maybe I've missed one of those somewhere. No, I don't think I have. E is 7, so that's not 7. Oh, this is so confusing still. That digit is in one of those. 5, 4. This is 6, 7, or 9, as are these. One of these is an 8. 8 doesn't have a letter. How can this still be difficult? E is 7. That's all I need to cling on to, surely. I've done all my D is 6. Oh, C is 5. 5 is now, this is a 5, 6 pair. That's quite important. This is a 7, 8, 9 triple. And E is 7, and it's over here, isn't it? Because of these X-wings. So that's a 7. That's a find. Now, that's not 7. Come on, do something more. 5, 6 there, 8, 9 here. I'm sorry if this is the slow part of the puzzle, so be it. E is 7. One of those is 7. One of those is 7. One of these is 7. I don't know what help this gives me. 6 is down there. 9 is here somewhere. Is there some Renban I haven't used? I've used them all. They're all finished. This can't be 5. 5, 3, 2, 1, 4. 6, 8, 9, 6, 7, 8. This is useless doing it by pencil mark. Five, 6, but I'm missing something, aren't I? You're seeing it and going, how long will he take to see it? His cursor's drifted over it all the time, or it's sitting on it now. E is 7. One of those is 7. So this isn't the 7, which I know anyway. This is so annoying. I mean, we're done and I can't finish it off. 3, 2, 6, 1, 4. There's a 5 here. Oh, no, that could be 5. 5, 8, or 9. What am I missing there? Okay, 8 has to be in one of those cells, so it can't be here or here. That's weird, but it's definitely true. That's useful. I like finding weird things at this stage. Now 6 has to be in one of those cells in column 3, so that's not a 6. That could be very helpful. That's also not a 6, it's E. So that has to be E down here. And that has to be E. There we go. That's all the 7's done. Everything else has to flow now. That is not 7 and that's not 9. They're a 6, 8 pair. Let's just get rid of the corner marks. That's a 6, 8 pair. So that's a 9 and that's 8. This is now 6 and 8. That sorts out 6 and 5. That sorts out 5 and 9. I could uncolour these 5s. Still got 2 5s to go up here, but that is a 6. That's 8, 9. There's a 5 and there's a 5. Let's uncolour those. And that's all the colouring corrected. That's a 6. That's an 8. That's a 6. 6 and 9 here. What a puzzle. What a marathon. What an adventure. And that is correct. That is fabulous by Arbitrary. What an amazing and extraordinary experience to get to solve that in front of you. It's such a privilege. I don't know. I mean, I imagine there will be quite a few comments about how slow I was at some parts of that. I don't feel any shame. None at all. There you go. Thanks for watching. It's always a pleasure to bring you these incredible constructions. And thanks to the setters, who are the absolute stars of the show. We will see you again tomorrow for more. Bye for now.